Hello, I'm back. It's Friday, so we've got Friday Fitness today. And I want to talk to you a little bit about your fitness, your health and fitness goals and your weight goals, which go along with that. Last time we talked about being overweight for our horse, and I know a few of you have come back to me and said, I do feel too heavy for my horse. I'm not massively too heavy, but a bit. And some of you said, actually, I'm massively too heavy. But wherever you are in this journey, we can do something about it. But we can't sort of go in really vaguely and say, oh, I'm a bit too heavy for my horse. I wish I weighed a bit less or something. What we really need to do is to go back and set some goals and work out exactly how heavy we are and how much weight we'd like to lose or how much more fit we'd like to be as well. Because riding, as we know, you need all that core strength to really be able to ride well and to maintain your balance on the horse, which of course makes everything easier for the horse as well. So it's not just about being heavy or not. Often it's about being physically fit and ready to ride. And that is mostly not about cardiovascular fitness. I'm not going to send you out jogging, but about core strength and those things that we can do to help build up that core strength. So, we're really, really careful, aren't we, with our horse feeds? A lot of us go out and measure little tiny things. We feed the horse a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and this much of this. We weigh everything. We're so careful. Then when it comes to our diet, we run off down the local and get burger and chips or something. We'd never give that rubbish to our horse. It's astonishing the way we have these differences, because really we need to be as careful or more careful with ourselves than we are with our horses. So the thing is, if we don't set goals, nothing changes. If you keep doing the same thing, you get the same results. So we need to think about it and set some goals. And we talked last time on Motivation Monday, a couple of weeks ago, we talked about how much more likely you are to reach your goals if you write them down. It's a simple thing, but apparently you're 80% more likely to reach the goal if you actually write it down. Okay, so get yourself a pen and paper. We're going to write stuff down. The first thing I want you to write down is why. Okay, number one, why? Why do you want to lose weight or get physically fitter? Now, there'll be tons of reasons. My number one reason is always to be more comfortable on the horse, to fit into my job more comfortably, and, to allow the horse a better experience of being ridden. Because if I am overweight, the saddle fits badly and I'm blob around on the horse and all of those things. If I don't have the core strength, I'm much more likely to blob around on the horse. So those things are really, really important to me. But you might have other reasons as well. You might want to be more physically fit so you can go and spend more time playing with your children as well, or anything. There's any number of things. Look better in that dress for your wedding anniversary or whatever it is. Write it down. Okay, your why is your most important thing, because that's what you're going to keep coming back to. And it has to be something motivating. When we train the horse, we use negative reinforcement, we have a motivator. It's usually pressure. With the same thing here, we need to be motivated to change. And your why is your motivator. So do write it down. Have a good think about it. When the video is finished, spend 10 or 20 minutes writing down all the reasons. You might find there's a whole lot of reasons. So that's number one. Number two is we want you to write down your goal. So when we talked about goal setting, and you can look that up again. It was on a Monday Motivation Day a couple of weeks ago. We talked about goal setting, and we said that goals had to be SMART. So specific is really important. So you can't just say, I need to lose weight. You've got to be really specific. Now, I've got 8 kilograms to lose. That's very specific. And I've written that down. Okay. And so the other thing, the next thing that comes is that it's got to be time specific as well. So I can't just say, oh, I'm going to lose 8 kilograms. Well, I'll do that by, Monday week, because that's never going to happen. So you need to be realistic and specific. So for the time, I found a really cute app, and I've given you just above this, I've given you the link to it, and it's called howlongagogo.com, which is so cute. And it gives you a countdown timer, and you can keep it and bookmark it, and it will keep your bookmark. So I've given myself 32 weeks for this particular challenge. I have a reason for my 32 weeks, and I will share that with you soon, I think. But I've got my thing on the howlongagogo.com, and that's told me how many weeks I've got, how many hours, how many days, seconds, minutes, all of this, which is really nice. Now, that's a good amount of time. The longer you can have, the better, because you have to remember that we're not going on a diet, we're doing lifestyle changes. So the longer you have to do this, the more likely you are to be successful and to maintain any weight loss that you get. So that's really important. Go along, have a look at that site. It's cute. Work out your time frame and pop that in there. So every now and then you can pop back and say, oh, I've got, however many weeks you've got. The next thing I want you to write down, we're on to number 4, if you're writing down, is what you think is stopping you from doing it now. Like what is it that, if you've got a broken leg, you could say, well, I can't exercise because I'm, lying here with my leg in the air. That's a good reason not to exercise. It's a very poor reason not to change your diet. You might have a very valid reason why you can't change your diet right now. So write that down, and let's hope that's got an end to it. And then you can change it as soon as that happens. But it'd be unlikely that even if you had a really good reason that you couldn't change your diet completely, it'd be unlikely that you couldn't change it a bit. So when you're writing these things down, what is stopping you? Be honest with yourself and try and be a bit realistic. What stops most of us is the fear of change. And it's not really the change itself, it's the fear of change. We all hate change, it's scary. We don't know what's going to happen. We might fail. Oh God, wouldn't that be awful? What would happen if we failed? Nothing. We'd be the same as we were before. So don't worry about it, just jump in. But write that down, because you can look back on it and think, well, I'm not starting this because I might fail. That's ridiculous. I was talking to somebody today who said they didn't want to have a relationship, and it turned out the reason they didn't want to have a relationship with somebody because they hate breaking up with people. I'm like, hang on a minute. You're not having a relationship because you're worried about breaking up, but you haven't even started the relationship. You can't break up. You've got to jump in and give it a go and cross that bridge when you come to it. So write down what you think is holding you back, and then in a week's time you can laugh at that. I want you to take 3 steps today. So I want you to think about this. We're at number 5 now. So I want you to have a think about it. And I want you to write down 3 things you could do today to start. Have you ever started a diet on Monday? I've made a rule with myself. You start any day but Monday, never on a Monday, because I do that every Monday. I'm saying, oh, and then Monday comes, you think, maybe I'll start on Tuesday, or, I'm busy this week, or I'm having lunch with so-and-so, don't start on Monday. Mondays are bad days. Okay, so make 3 actionable steps. One might be, the most important one, if you're going to do this, is to track your calories, all right? So just track what goes into your mouth. I don't care if you write it down in a diary, just in a long list. I ate this. Even if you don't change what you eat, track what you eat. There's another nice app for you above in the comment section there, which is called the Chronometer, and it's great for tracking your calories and just your intake, because it breaks all the macros down for you and tells you exactly what you're eating and how much of everything you're getting. And it's really, really good. It takes a bit of getting used to, and it's not as sort of convenient. It doesn't have as many convenience foods as something like MyFitnessPal, but it's more manageable, and it is cool. Once you start using it, it'll take you a few days to get used to it. Once you do, you'll love it, and you'll comment, you'll write back to me and say, hey, thanks for that. Really. The other thing to do is track your exercise. So just decide to do a little bit more, whether it's park a long way from work and walk, or whether it's take the stairs instead of the lift, or, whether it's ride more often, whatever it is, just decide to do a little bit more exercise. But the important thing there is to write it down, to track it. Because like writing your goals down, you're 80% more likely to improve if you track what you do. It's like sleep. We all think, oh, I slept really badly. Well, if you can look at that on your sleep tracker, are you sleep tracking? You should be. Then you can say, oh, I didn't sleep that badly. I wonder if I just slept very heavily, or something like that. But you don't actually know until you track it. So track whatever you can track it. But for this week, calories and exercise, or not necessarily calories, just everything that goes into your mouth, just track that. And try the third thing is decide to quit something. So something that is not good for you. That we all do things that aren't good for us. It could be smoking cigarettes or drinking alcohol, eating sugar or wheat or something. Try and quit one thing. I'm not saying coffee. I would never suggest that. But just try and quit one thing. It's fun, really. Okay, so we're on to number 6. That was number 5. Number 6, I want you to take some before photos. So they can just be for you. You keep them, but every now and then when you're thinking, oh, this is so dull, have a quick look at your before photo. Very motivating. Number 7 is I want you to go slow. Don't jump in with all your feet and just get completely mind-blowing. Take it slowly. Give up one thing this week. Track this week. Track your exercise. Do a bit more exercise. Track that. Be careful about what you eat. Track that. Start slow. When you're setting your goal, give yourself lots of time. So you're not, trying to lose 10 kilograms in 3 weeks, because it's silly and it's not going to work and it's going to be disheartening for you. If you're trying to lose 10 kilograms, give yourself 20 weeks or more, even more if you can. I've given myself 32 weeks to lose 8 kilograms. And I think it's very realistic, very doable and manageable, and also sustainable, which is really important. Turtles win. Go slow, be a turtle. So that's it, really. Number 8, because I like to have 8 things because I'm very superstitious about the number 8. Number 8 is 80% is diet. So if you want to lose weight and get fitter, 80% of that is what goes in your mouth. And it's the one thing we have complete control over. Nobody is forcing food into our mouths. So think about that. Next time you decide to eat something, listen to that little voice in your head that says, oh, yes, doesn't matter, start the diet on Monday. Give it a good slap and say, hey, no, it does matter, actually, because if I eat this now, then I've still got to get rid of it. It's still having a bad effect on me. It's still something I have got to repair later. So track. I always tell people, before you put it in your mouth, write it in the chronometer. And usually by the time you've opened the chronometer and you're thinking, oh, I really type that chocolate bar in there, I just won't have it. So do that. Do it first. Write it down before you eat it. Good. All right. I will see you next Friday, or I'll see you on Monday for Monday Motivation and some more horse training. Thanks. Have a great weekend. Bye.